Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for joining our Market Live. Well, it's Thanksgiving week in the US, so it is going to be a little bit quiet as we move towards the end of the week. Volumes could be low, and there are some closures for US stock markets, but things are very busy in the lead up to that. And we also have Black Friday. That now has become like an overall shopping event, but it is still very keen for market sentiment. It's a keen driver of market sentiment. So the health of the US consumer, which is essentially the health of the US economy, is really in focus as we move to the end of the week. And actually, we're looking for record-breaking sales on both sides of the Atlantic. So UK sales, they're expected to rise by 9%, with 80% of people expected to shop in some form over the Black Friday weekend. And in the US, they're looking for a 5% increase, with $75 billion spent in retail stores, so in the bricks and mortar stores over the holiday weekend. Nearly $250 billion is expected to be spent in online. So that is an increase of about 9%. So some record-breaking levels, and expected to get back to those pre-pandemic norms. So really seeing this Black Friday as a key event. So obviously, it is a test of consumer health. Now, we know that the US economy is very strong, but we did see consumer confidence fall slightly. Added to that, we've had some very mixed performances in terms of the big US retailers. Walmart, they've done very well. Costco, they also did very well in Q3, but we've seen some big weakness in Target. It had a disastrous third quarter, and its stock absolutely tumbled last week. So we are really looking to see, is there a unifying theme in the retail sector in the US, and how strong is the consumer? Now that matters a lot. If we look at the first chart, this chart shows the Russell 2000 index. So that's considered the mid-cap stocks in the US. That's the white line. And we've also got the S&P 500, which is the orange line. Now that has been normalized to see how these two indices move over the last 6 months. And one key thing that you may have noticed in the last few days has been the outperformance of the Russell. So the Russell 2000, the mid-cap stocks, has been really rallying. And that's partly because of the Trump's election victory. So he's seen as being low corporate tax, low regulation. That's good for the mid caps. But we also think that a strong Black Friday will be as well, because remember, those companies that will benefit the most from it, they're not those big magnificent seven companies. They're not AI companies yet. They are still the retailers, and they've been a drag on the index. So really, a strong Black Friday could really see us propel the Russell index to do very, very well into the end of the year. So a stock market rally, if we were to see one for the last few weeks of the year, it may not just be centered around the S&P 500. It may broaden out beyond that. It may be good news for the Russell 2000 in the US, but also in Europe as well, and in the UK, because we are expecting to see a big uptick in Black Friday sales. On top of that, we are also having to deal with Donald Trump. He is president-elect, but he has been using social media, and it's been absolutely roiling markets. Now, he said that he was going to put extra tariffs on top of Chinese imports into the US, Canadian imports, and also Mexican imports. Now, if we just look at chart 2, this is today's movements in the extended major FX market. Now, you can just see in the bottom left-hand corner there, I've circled it, the 3 weakest performers, and that is, or the two weakest performers really in the expanded majors, but the Chinese one has also suffered. We've got the Canadian dollar and the Mexican peso. They have really been hit hard today by what Trump said on tariffs, and it's just a keen reminder that everything that he says can have a big impact on markets. So we saw that risk rally at the start of the week. That's now started to fray, and all eyes will now be on the FOMC minutes later this week. So there's been no unifying theme. We get the FOMC minutes later today. If that suggests that the Fed will cut interest rates when they meet next month, then we could see the rally go on again. But I think the key event for this week, the FOMC minutes, and let's look at the updates for the Black Friday sales, because that will determine if we get that all-important Santa rally as we move into December next week. But thank you so much for joining, and I hope to see you soon. Thank you.